Police have been very busy responding to accidents caused by the icy roads, and in many of those cases, they're writing tickets.
But in other cases, the opposite is true, and some drivers feel they're being treated unfairly. So we asked city officials why some get tickets while others don't.
So I literally backed out of my driveway.
Kelsey Schreier had a bad day.
Slid down this little hill we have right here.
Leaving for work, she says she lost traction on her icy residential street and then slid down a hill and bumped into another car.
No, nothing I could do to avoid it.
Even though no one saw it happen, she called the police to report it and wound up with a $149 ticket. She thinks because the roads hadn't been plowed, something that's out of her control, she shouldn't have to pay.
Why am I being punished for someone else not doing their job?
Channel 8 reviewed accident reports filed by police from Friday through Monday, and more than 100 of them were blamed on icy roads. And in those cases, most drivers were ticketed. But we found in 29 cases, no citations were issued. And in 8 of them, the officer specifically said they chose not to write a ticket because the streets were so bad. City Attorney Jeff Kirkpatrick and his office review each of those tickets, and they ultimately decide whether to file or dismiss them. And while the weather is a consideration, he says it's not enough to get a ticket thrown out.
Are they going to say, well, that was a really bad storm, so I'm going to look at every ticket differently because it's a bad storm? No. If you're driving through a red light, you're driving through a red light, whether it's during a blizzard or during a 100-degree July day.
So what about when a city worker is involved? We found at least 4 reports of city plows hitting other vehicles. We asked if they're held to the same standards as residents.
If the question is, are they ticketed? The answer is yeah, quite often they are ticketed when they break the law.
Lincoln police say there are guidelines for officers to go by, but for the most part, whether to write a ticket is at their discretion. Many factors must be considered as to why one driver gets a ticket as the result of a collision and another doesn't. They say officers might not issue citations for collisions that occur at open, uncontrolled intersections. Kirkpatrick says in some cases the charges are reduced or thrown out, and that's exactly what Kelsey Schreier is hoping happens with her ticket. She says she's working with an attorney and plans to fight the ticket in court. As for whether she'd fess up if this all happened again,
Yes, I am a good citizen. I have to follow rules. It'd lay on my conscience. If someone tapped into my car, whether or not it would have been hard or just even the tap that I did, I would still want them to tell me. I would still call them again. I'm not a criminal.
Now, to give you an idea, in 2019, police officers here in Lincoln investigated 8,669 collisions and issued tickets 64% of the time.
Very interesting story.
Yeah.